Guys, welcome back to our second video prediction for today. I have very important announcement. Please do dedicate the next 2 to 3 minutes because the conversations we have right now will define the next few weeks for us. The first one is, if you are new to the channel, please subscribe. Like this video, share with friends and families, and join our Telegram channel. The link to the Telegram channel is in the comment section, so please join it up. We are doing very well in the comment section. The second one is, today is my birthday. I didn't know. I had actually forgotten because I have been too absorbed in these games and perhaps frustrated by how things have turned out that, I have actually forgotten about it. Because for me, when these games don't go well, I'm deeply affected. And the truth of the matter is, there are people who depend on matches from this channel to make a living, to feed their families, to take care of their wives, their children, people close to them. So when we are unable to win maybe 2 tickets as we used to do last week, I know people are losing money and it affects me, So I don't celebrate birthdays, obviously, because for me, I think the day one dies is far more important than when he was born, because how you've lived your life is a testament to how well you've done over the years, and not simply celebrating random birthdays when you've not really had an impact. So for me, it's a question of, I've really introspected this morning. Am I doing what I'm supposed to do? Am I making an impact the way I would have the way I had envisaged? Am I doing enough to help people put food on the table? So for me, that is what is more important. So please say a prayer that God should, keep supplying the wisdom, the knowledge, so we can, continue coming up with matches that work and avoid leaks and teams that want to profit from our, from us betting on them. And again, as I said, I'm very comfortable with these newer leagues. My issue right now is with these expired leagues. These are the leagues giving us issues. These leagues are about to go on break. As I told you, many of these players have already, lined up 3 to 4 side chicks. Someone like Marcus Rashford, he doesn't care anymore at this moment. He doesn't care about football at this moment. So if you are betting on Manchester United to win and then they disappoint, because they've already made concrete plans about things outside of football, So I literally cannot wait for these expired leagues to just end. I just can't wait, so we can bet on teams with energy, with something that they actually have to play for. Look at the teams that I lined up yesterday in my second ticket. You guys probably thought they were not going to win, but they delivered. They delivered 100%, because these are newer leagues that still have something they're playing for, So for the next couple of days, the next 2 to 3 days, I've read your comments, regarding if we should do 2 videos or 1 video. So for the next 2 to 3 weeks, I'm going to run a series of experiments to see what needs to be done, right? If these experiments work well, in the sense that we're able to win or deliver 2 videos, 2 tickets daily, then I'll know that it has worked. If it doesn't, and coupled with your comments regarding if we should stick to 1 or 2 videos, then we'll make a decision there. So, but the next 2 days, I'm running a series of experiments to see what works. Okay. So, for today's games, we have 4 matches again. Taking time to analyze them. And you can tell the experiment will be based on 2 videos of 2+ odds. That's the experiment we are running for the next 2 days to see if this works. If it doesn't, then we'll return to doing 1 video in view of these changing times. The first match we have is from the Sweden League. It's Malmo and Gez. When you look at Malmo, this is a team in quality form, right? As you can see, they haven't lost a single game in 5 matches. You expand to 10 games, and the last time they lost a game at home was when they played a club friendly, and it's understandable, and another club friendly. The away team, on the other hand, has not been in good form. They've lost twice, won twice, and drawn once. Head to head tells you everything you need to know The home team has beaten these people 4 out of the last 5 times. It's also important we check the standings, even though it's a new league, but we need to check the standings. Malmo is position 1. And why this league is interesting is that it's only the team that finishes first that goes to the Champions League. And that's something that will excite Malmo. They want to keep adding 3 points every single game, create an advantage for themselves, and ensure no team gets to their level. So it's for this reason that I'm convinced. I'm not always a fan of straight wins, but for these newer leagues, you can trust that they'll deliver. I'm going for a Malmo straight win at odds of 1.26. The next fixture is from the Denmark Superliga. It's a game involving Vidor and Odense. When you take a look at the home team, right, they're averaging 2.5 goals at home. The away team is also averaging a minimum of 2 goals away from home. But this is where it's interesting. The head-to-head tells you everything you need to know about how this fixture usually unfolds. A lot and a lot of goals are scored every time, every single time. And you check their standings, and the standings tell you more, right? The standings, as you can see, these are teams on the same level. Whoever is able to get out of these relegation waters will survive relegation. They still have, I think, 8 matches left, 6 matches left. So the home team will still fancy their chances. The away team will also fancy their chances as well, because it's still possible to get out of these relegation waters if they're able to, gather a few more points. So it's a game that will produce goals. I mean, I'm going with over 2 goals, and the odd for over 2 goals is 1.25. The next fixture we have is from the Switzerland Super League. It's a game that involves Lugano and Winterthur. And when you take a look at this Lugano, you realize that the Lugano team is in very, very excellent shape. 5 matches, 4 wins, and 1 loss. You expand to 10 games, and they've only lost twice in their last 10 matches. The away team, on the other hand, has won just twice and lost once. Head to head tells you everything you need to know about these teams. The home team has the advantage every single time. And of course, their standings tells you more. The home team is position 2, and they need to stabilize on this second position to be able to play in the Champions League. This other team is position 6. They're trying to see if they can get into the top 5 so they can, potentially qualify for the Europa Conference League. But Lugano needs this game more, and they have the form, they have the head-to-head favors them as well. Okay. So what am I going with? It's a game Lugano should win in 90 minutes. So I'm going with a Lugano draw no bet in 90 minutes. And the odd is 1.29. And finally, again from the Switzerland Super League, we have young boys. It's always funny when I see young boys. So I tend to call them young men, because it doesn't make sense seeing 11 grown-up men running on the pitch, and they are called young boys. Doesn't make sense to me. They are young men. They're actually men, not even young men. Those are, a bunch of men in their 30s and, late 30s as well. So when you look at their home form, Young Boys has scored. This is interesting. Okay, so this is what is going to happen. I'm going with the option of Young Boys scoring 1 goal. Right, Young Boys should be able to score 1 goal, even though um, in their last 5 games they've only managed to score 3 times out of 5. It's quite funny. It's quite funny that they haven't scored a lot of times. Young Boys was scoring in every game, right? So in 10 times they have played this season. You see, this is the importance of showing data. And that's why I always tell you guys, I don't do emotional prediction, where I just tell you this team to win or draw. You see, by also looking at the data, I've realized that I may have made it's some mistake in choosing young boys to score one goal, right? Because when I'm playing a team to score at least one goal, I like it when the team has scored in 9 out of 10 times or 10 out of 10 times. But in this case, young boys has only scored in 8 out of 10 times. So I'll leave that to you guys to decide, is that enough for us to go with young boys to score at least one goal? Is that enough? Because when you check their head to head, young boys have scored every time they have played this team, every single time that they have played this team. I expect goals. And then you check the away team. This away team has also conceded in how many times? One, two, three, four, five. They've conceded three in three out of their last five away matches. Okay. So, and you then look at their standings to see how this game would impact them. When you look at the standings, young boys need to keep winning to hold firmly to the top position so they can qualify for the Champions League. So again, I'm not going to um, go back on my prediction. I expect young boys to get a goal, even though they didn't score a goal in their last home game, which is frustrating for me because I thought they did. I thought they did. Like whenever I'm betting on a team to do a certain thing, it's always important that their last home game reflects what we are betting on them to do. But I'll still go with young boys to score one goal. The odd for young boys to score at least over zero point 0.5 goals is 1.10. And of course, you have the booking code for your benefit, Sporty Bet and 1xBet. And I want to wish you guys the very best. Thank you, guys.